How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with fucking growler time in the form of Twin Elephant Brewing. This is their Engage Physically. This is a 6.7% American IPA with milk sugar. Um, Twin Elephant, I am a fan. It's probably one of my favorite spots in Jersey to go to. It's about 50 minutes away from where I live. I actually had to go out towards that way, Paramus, to go pick up Craigslist bullshit, and popped off a couple breweries. Went to Brick City, went to Twin Elephant, and I had to get this beer. Why? Because it's called Engage Physically. Now, what is Engage Physically? What does that mean? It's part of the Dennis system, which is part of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They're by far and away one of the kind of Mount Rushmore episodes, along with kind of the Christmas episode and Charlie McDennis, is the Dennis system, which is how Dennis explains how he kind of acquires women and has them for his whole life. And it's this whole system. D is like display something, and then it goes through and has a bunch of stuff. And E is engage physically, and it's fucking hilarious episode. So when I saw this, I was like, I went there going, okay, I should go home with something to review. And the second I saw this title of this beer, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going home with that one. They had a fucking cream ale with honey. They had one of their lower ABV stouts with a bunch of shit going on, which is like their lower ABV stouts are off the hook. So this is what we're doing. There's no label. Let's pour this, see what she's got. She's a hazy. And she's got that milk sugar up in her. So we'll see what this has to offer. Anyway, she looks like a big hazy. One thing, you could say a lot of things about Twin Elephant. Like I said, their stout game's great. The small little lagered beers, the cream ale that they had there was fantastic. I like the stuff that they do. But their hazies are fucking hazy. I mean, even their low ABV stuff is super thick, turbid craziness. They do get a little bit chalky at times, but I think this is 6 and change. It is all the parts of all the hazies. Let's get a nose. I mean, you're getting a soft sweetness. Is there a little bit of lactose vibes in there? Sure, but it's not over the top, which I appreciate. But it's really just all about this green hop, crazy, danky hop pellet, sticky, particulate craziness. Yeah, it's just hop green, man. It's just like crazy hop greeniness. I mean, it's straight up just like hop keef and soft melon vibes, tropical fruit in the background, maybe a little orangina, citrus level stuff. But really, it's that big green portion of the show. Done and done. Let's just dive in. Cheers. It's just super impactful, especially for its ABV. Like I said, it's probably I think I remember it being like 6.7, if I'm wrong. That hop green is gigantic. It's just huge in your face, just like super icky sticky, but it does have that chalky kind of effect to it. I don't mind that. I can kind of dig it on a certain level, but I could definitely see it weighing heavy on the palate. So you're talking about a 6.7% kind of IPA. More times than not, like a growler that is easy to crush. This might be something that, for me, might be spread over 2 days. Like I'll open it today, I'll drink the rest of it tomorrow. Because that heavy chalkiness and that dryness I get from that. I believe it's just an overly crazy hop addition with an aggressive kind of let the yeast be kind of thing. Again, I'm not pooping on it. I'm just saying it's super aggressive on both of those fronts. But it does give you those nice, huge kind of green vibes. I dig them. Some people poop on them. I'm a fan. So when you give me big green, I dig it. There is that fruit component to it, but again, since it is so aggressive on that kind of hop front, it's hard to get through, or the green front with those hops. It's hard to get through that to fight towards the fruit, but you definitely have that kind of soft. It's almost like a creamsicle thing, because I keep forgetting this has lactose in it, and there is a sweetness to it, but it's not over the top. So it's almost giving you the ever so slightest hint of that creamsicle without going like into milkshake mode. Kind of cool. I dig that. And the mouth feels, again, I keep saying chalky. It's more of the way it affects the dryness of your tongue. That's the chalkiness. The actual mouthfeel itself is nice, soft, and creamy. But it's the way your kind of palate reacts to that dense particulate kind of floating around in there. It comes off a bit chalky while at the same time retaining a pretty, actually, fantastic mouthfeel. I like it. It's kind of like Hair on Fire low ABV IPA. And that tends to be some of the way a lot of their IPAs, especially the lower ABV stuff, comes off, is it's really kind of dialed to the max for the ABV it's at. I'd like to see them be a little bit more reserved with their hopping and their kind of particulate left over, if that's a thing. And even the way the yeast is. I don't know if it's a combination of just a yeast and hop particulate being left over, or just the hooju that they do there at the brewery. But I'd like to see just a step back. I want the impact it's giving, but I'd be okay just dialing back a little bit of that impact with a little less of that kind of dry, chalky thing that I tend to get for some of their lower ABV, super aggressive, hopped up kind of hazies. But all in all, impactful. This is going to please a lot of the hop heads out there. Sure, you're going to get a big bitterness off this, but it's going to give you what you want when you want to be hit in the face with a 2x4 hop, especially that's ABV. So it's a fun. Is it one of the better hazies I've had? It's probably on the edge, not on the inside, not on the outside. Just that kind of disjointed kind of mixture of hop particulate, yeast, and impact. It's a little soupy for my tastes. But at the same time, I like what it's given off, so it's kind of a battle. Which do I choose? Well, I choose both, and if I choose both, then it kind of keeps it on the edge from being in or out. Value and availability, I forget what I paid for the growler. Probably like $8. And leave you with, if you like what, we're brewery only, obviously, and if you like what we like this, if you like super impactful hops to your face, crazy hops, but you want a little bit lower ABV, this is going to give it to you. I mean, that being said, like I said, they had a saison on that was nice and subtle and nuanced. They had a cream ale on that was quite nice. They had a lower ABV stout. It was a bit pastry, peanut butter and chocolate and stuff, but it was well done. So they're not a one trick pony up there. So if you like the haze and that's what really turns you on, it's definitely worth a trip. From Brick City, I think it's like 20 minutes away. But at the same time, if you're looking for a little bit of variety, they have a decent amount of variety. So if you're into fun, it's a cool tap room too. So if you're into good beers, you're up and around that, Chatham, I believe, area, definitely worth checking out. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little hazy right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.